brought the books, and it was just a wonder. I was so elated and surprised the outcome from the fundraiser for the photo album book. I had a goal, but it just about doubled my expectations.
So you weren't expecting that much,
right?
Wow,
Because
awesome.
we sold the books. We sold 50 books, so that was at $100, but $75 of that went towards the uh, purchase of the book. So we just had a $2,520 profit, which from 50 books is like $1,200. So Martin, who did the book, Martin Bankhead, he said that he would match whatever we did on the book sale.
Okay,
so that $1,200 or $2,700, I was looking for, from the match. So when we got $4,000, can you get it? I could have chunked it around.
That's okay, I got it.
I really was surprised and elated. I was bawling, of course, crying. But this book has two sections. It has the matriarchs that are living, 50 mothers that are living in the book. And then it goes to the section. These are all mothers that are still living. And here, most of them are in the area. Some of them are out. And then there's a list of mothers that we couldn't get the photo of or any information from our family members, but we wanted to recognize them. So we tried to list as many of the mothers that we could come up with, even though we didn't get a photo of them. And after, then we started listing the mothers that were deceased, and their family members or themselves gave us pictures of them. This is Miss McKinney. Myrtle McKinney, beautiful mother. She was also a school teacher here at the Douglas School and the Carver School. This is Sally Jones, who also was a teacher and a matriarch. So we tried to get some of the teachers that were in the old schools before they were segregated. We had Douglas School and the Carver School, which this, like I said, this organization branched off of the Douglas Carver reunion. So these ladies were some of the teachers. This is another teacher, Miss Sally Harvey, and she was from Douglas and Mount Carver School also. She was a teacher. And this is Sister Pearl Watson, and she's deceased. She was from Murphysboro. Matter of fact, the road that I live on, Watson Road, she was here on this road, and her family, they named the road after them because they were pioneers here, and they sold produce. They had their own farm and sold produce and different things. So it's just a beautiful book, different mothers, Miss Susie Hunter, Miss Queen Anne Douglas. So I was just, the family members gave us the pictures and the information with the death dates and the birth dates, and just beautiful. So as you can see, some of them are update pictures, some of them are real old pictures. But
the old is beautiful too.
Yes, they're beautiful. There is something that's
quality.
Yes, and they will last through history and mark in time. This just a very historical event. This book will last forever. And pass it on to the grandchildren and children that have something. I was looking at over the Easter weekend I spent with my family and some of my nieces, and my mom's been passed for some years. It's Miss Lily Mae Spann. Her husband actually was a contractor here in Murphysboro. And Miss Florence Austin from Murphysboro. Her son became a minister. Rose McAllister. A lot of these women I grew up, they had a big influence in my life growing up. And I knew a lot of them. Rose McAllister, Miss Alma Jordan. She was worked at Head Start and with children, and they just, that Murphysboro was It say it take a tribe to raise the children. It was that type of community. You know, all the mothers and they pitched in and helped raise each other, the kids in the community, and it didn't matter if you were theirs or not. You know, if you were out of order or doing something you shouldn't, they would kind of get you back in line. And we had that kind of understanding. But nowadays, you know, you just don't have that anymore. Miss Watson, I love her. She helped raise me. She was our neighbor when we lived in Bridgewood, and she always would watch us and feed us and all this. Miss Mother Douglas, she was one of my church members. She's just a sweet, loving woman that smile. You know, I never look, and one thing, you know, I never seen these women angry. You know, they would chastise you, but but they did it in a manner where they meant what they said and they said what they meant. And you know, when they told you, hey, you better stop doing that or whatever. This Mother Hall, she was my pastor's wife for many years at Mount Gilead Baptist Church. And Miss Ward, I didn't know her very personally, but I knew her family. And let's see, Sister Erie, she was my Sunday school teacher. And Miss Lonnie, she also was a cook at the school, one of the schools, and one of my Sunday school teachers. So I have wonderful memories of this. Miss Bernice Nicholson from the community, she worked at a Woolworth store. I can remember when they had Woolworths at town, and she worked there for years. And this is my lovely mother, Jordan. She taught me how to crochet, and you know, I just have so many memories from all these beautiful women, these matriarchs, and just like they touched my lives, I'm sure they touched hundreds of others' lives in Murphysboro. So yeah, this Miss Minnie B. Thompson, and she lived here for years, and Miss Freddie Mae Bell Ward.
And then what I'm going to have you do when you finish is go back to the front because I didn't get those
Ladies in the front.
I started taping and I picked up like I'm not
This
sure
is
where I picked up.
Miss Maddie Johnson representing the Johnson family, and Miss Codeine Joyner representing the Joyner family. So all these matriarchs representing different families in Murphysboro. Miss Pearlie Hunt Minor representing the Minor family, you know, and Lonnie Taylor. All these women, they had families, and some had large families in Murphysboro, and some didn't, but they raised their families here. And this is Miss Lily Lou Jackson, representing the Jackson family, and that was one of my church mothers. And Miss Louise Oliver, she was just another member from the Douglas Carver reunion team, and helped, which we branched off of, always involved in the community with the children and doing things positive in the community. This is Miss Ada Cooper and Imogene, her daughter, representing the Cooper family. And that's my mother, dear. Ina Adams, that's my mother. She's been gone some years, but that smile, that's just her. She loved her children, and she loved the kids in the community. She fed everybody. And this is Annie Pearl Bankhead representing the Bankhead family. So this is just a beautiful book that was put together by Martin to reserve the history of some of the families in Murphysboro, the mothers, the matriarchs, beautiful women in the book. There's a little excerpt, but like I said, all these beautiful women, these are the matriarchs that are living now in Murphysboro. On my far right, we have Sister Luella Hughes, representing the Hughes family. Mother Edarine Kearns, representing the Kearns family. Down here in the middle here, we have Sister Rosie Robinson, representing the Robinson family. Miss Erie O'Neill, representing the O'Neill family here in Murphysboro. Sister Erlene Sanders, a beautiful historian in Murphysboro. She just passed on and went to glory this past week. 90 some years old, beautiful. Sister Aaron Freeman, representing the Freeman family, and of course, Sister Maggie McIntyre. All these beautiful matriarchs living and in Murphysboro still.
Now, how many
Over 80 years. All of them represent over uh, decades of members. Like I said, the oldest one in the book, I believe, was Mother Robinson, I think, was 97, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look at the dates, and she just had a birthday in April.
And now, what percentage of the women in that book still have family? And
All of them.
all of them still have family here in Murphysboro, somehow or the other.
Them. All 90 mothers in the book have some relative or family member that's still in the area, basically. Some were I would say 99%. I'm not gonna say 100% because we did have to get with some family members out of town to get permission to put their mother, their matriarch, in the book. So about 99% of them are still have family members here in Murphysboro.
And then, and I'm going to have you turn the page because there were some
The individual photos.
Yes. Yes, that was what I was looking for. Okay.
Yeah, that's Miss Aaron Freeman. And this Sister Rosie Robinson. Erlene Sanders. And Miss Edarine Kearns. Sister Luella Hughes. Sister Erie O'Neill. Juanita Morgan. Sister Ruth Suggs Gray. And Sister Fannie Mae Wilson, Mother Mae Winston. Yeah.
And so the significance of this project again, what, like it's